She just wanted to change her pad, but what the doctors found brought the entire country to a halt. A simple young woman ignored by everyone began to feel strange pains that were dismissed as exaggeration. But everything changed when she fainted in a hospital bathroom, and what came out of her left even the doctor in shock. So stay until the end, because what this woman went through will touch the depths of your soul. Subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and share this with someone who needs to hear this story. She is waking up. Anna opened her eyes with difficulty, white lights in 4, and her arm constant beeping. The hospital smell was strong. She tried to move, but the pain in her abdomen stopped everything. "Do not try to get up," said the nurse. "You lost a lot of blood." Anna did not understand. All she wanted was to change her pad. "That is it. What happened?" she murmured. Dr. Lucio entered with a stern expression, placing the test results on the table, without saying anything for a few seconds. "You need to stay," admitted Anna. "We found something serious. It is not menstruation." Her eyes widened. "But it is just an infection, something that can be fixed with medicine." "Silence. We are running more detailed tests. It could be an advanced tumor." Anna froze. "No, it is just heavy menstruation. I have always had this. I can handle it." "You are not handling it anymore. You fainted. You have internal bleeding, and the tissues are compromised." She went silent, swallowing hard, feeling a lump in her throat. "And why did no one listen to me before?" "Did you seek help?" he asked. "I went to the clinic 3 times. They gave me painkillers and called me a drama queen. My ex said it was all in my head." Lucio clenched his fists. "You are not crazy, Anna." She looked at him surprised. No one had ever said that to her. The hospital lacked resources. Lucio had to call an oncology center to try to secure an urgent spot. She is 27 years old. The tissue is already necrotic. She has been bleeding for weeks, he explained over the phone. The response was curt: "The queue is full. Only with a court order." Meanwhile, Anna cried quietly on the stretcher, trying to hide her face with the sheet. Her mother arrived, panting, hair disheveled, carrying a torn bag. "What is happening to my daughter?" "We are investigating, but it could be cancer." Her mother collapsed into a chair. "She always said she was in pain. I thought she was exaggerating. I did not listen." Anna overheard and turned her face to the wall. A silent tear fell. Lucio printed the scans. The images showed a dark mass taking over almost her entire uterus. The inflammation had already spread to part of her intestine. He thought if she had been listened to 2 months ago, she might have been cured. Now it might be too late. He looked at her file: a cleaning, lady, no health insurance, no steady companion, no priority in the system. But he decided this would not just become another statistic. "We are going to file a court order for a transfer, but I need you to sign here, Anna." She took the pen with trembling hands and looked at the paper. "If I go, I will come back." Lucio hesitated. He did not lie. "I hope so." She signed. Hours later, a basic ambulance was cleared. The driver was an intern. The stretcher barely fit. On the way, Anna felt sharp pains, closed her eyes, and prayed. "God, if I am going to die, take me in my sleep. But if I have a chance, show me." That is all. Lucio watched her. For the first time in years, he felt something different for a patient: pain, anger, and an urgency to change something that had been wrong for far too long. At the new clinic, the tests were repeated. The report came in at the end of the day: infiltrative uterine neoplasia, stage 4, urgent. Anna held the paper in her hands, trembling, and looked at Lucio. "What does this mean?" He answered plainly: "It means if we do not operate in 3 days, you may not survive." She swallowed her tears. "I just wanted to change my pad." If you have ever felt like no one listened when you needed it most, comment below injustice. Where are you watching from? Share your city in the comments. Share this video with someone who needs to know they are not alone. The room was too white. The hospital's silence hurt more than the pain. Anna stared at the ceiling. The word cancer pounded relentlessly. She did not even know how to pronounce the name of the tumor written on the paper. She only knew she was sick, very sick. Stage 4, she whispered. The nurse brought lunch: cold rice, watery beans, and shredded chicken. Anna did not touch it. Lucio appeared next. I spoke with the oncology team. They want to do another MRI and schedule palliative surgery. We can try to slow the progression. Palliative, she asked in a hoarse voice. He hesitated. The surgery will not cure it, just stop it from getting worse, quickly. Anna looked away, her mouth dry, her eyes empty. No one ever explained what to do when your body betrays you, when pain becomes routine, when living feels like a favor. In the middle of the night, she had a fever, sweating and shivering. The bleeding returned. She screamed, but no one heard. She was alone. Hours later on in 4, she murmured, "If I had money, this would have been caught earlier right." Lucio overheard from the door and did not answer. He knew it was true. Flashback. 2 months earlier, Anna left the health clinic with an envelope in hand. Inside, just a prescription for painkillers. The doctor barely looked at her. "It is cramps. You are young. Periods hurt," they said. But Anna felt it was not normal. The pain burned, radiated to her stomach, locked her back. She would come home from work and sleep sitting up, hugging a pillow, sweating coldly. No one saw, and when she spoke, they called it drama. She started using 2 pads, at one secure with tape, changing them in secret at work. One she bled so much it soaked the floor. She spent hours cleaning her own blood, terrified of being fired. Back to the present. Lucio called Anna mother. She needs support. She has no insurance. The surgery will be risky. Her mother nodded. She has always been strong, endured everything quietly. She should not have had to endure this. It is not weakness, it is a broken system. I did not see it, her mother confessed, eyes welling up. When she said it hurt, I told her it was in her head. How many others live like this, Lucio murmured. Later on, it was taken for an MRI. Alone in the machine, the loud noise filled her ears, and she thought, why did my body abandon me? A tear fell. The scar did not yet exist on her body, but it already hurt inside. The shame, the delay, the feeling that no one really cared, that was an invisible scar. Lucio received the new scans. The mass had grown, pressing on her intestine. An artery was compromised. They needed to operate within 2 days or less. He took a deep breath and went to her. "Are you scared?" he asked. Anna gave a sad smile. "Scared of not being remembered later. You will not be forgotten." "Are you sure?" Silence. "Because I have been ignored by doctors, friends, those I loved. I should not even be alive." Lucio sat beside her. "You are alive, and you will keep going. We will fight." She looked into his eyes for a few seconds. There was something there she could not name, but it was not pity, it was respect. That night, Anna wrote in a hospital notebook, "It is not the cancer that kills me most. It is being forgotten, having to scream in pain. And here it is drama. It is watching my body fall apart, and still hearing you are exaggerating." I did not exaggerate. I just felt, and that should have been enough. She closed the notebook and hid it under her pillow. The fever returned, and with it a burning thought, what if I did not wake up tomorrow? If this chapter touched something inside you, comment below truth. Tag someone in the comments who needs to be heard. What city are you watching from? Like this video and share it with a friend who always endures in silence. She deserves to be heard. The bleeding worsened. The team rushed Anna to the emergency room. She gripped the sheet tightly, her face pale, lips purple. She was leaking life, and no one could stop it. "I need O-negative blood," now shouted the nurse. The night doctor tried to control the hemorrhage, but her uterus no longer responded. It was overtaken, torn inside, destroyed by something that had grown silently for months. Lucio arrived in a hurry, shed his coat, and put on a surgical gown. "We are taking her to the operating room. If we wait until tomorrow, she will die." "But the surgery has not been authorized yet," said the resident. "Authorize it later. Right now, we save her." In the operating room, the monitors beeped incessantly. Lucio opened her abdomen carefully. What he saw made him pause for seconds. The uterus was dark, perforated. The infection had eroded part of the inner wall, and the tumor spread like roots in dry soil. It was Anna's last period, but no one knew that when it all began. No one said an ignored pain could become a death sentence. As he operated Lucio, remember what Anna had said, "I just wanted to change my pad." How many women were bleeding in silence right now? How many would be called dramatic until they died? 3 hours later, the surgery was over. They managed to stop the bleeding. They removed her uterus entirely. Anna was taken to the ICU, sedated, intubated. Her blood pressure stabilized, but the risk lingered. In the next room, her mother clutched Anna's shirt. She was just a girl, she repeated in shock. A social worker approached. You did not know about the illness. She complained of cramps, but we thought it was just women's stuff. She always kept quiet, always thought she was bothering us. The social worker noted everything. Do you know what the mistake was? The mother said, eyes red. It was letting her get used to the pain. The next morning, Anna woke up. Tubes in her nose, a huge incision, and her abdomen pain everywhere. The first thing she asked was, am I alive? The nurse smiled. Yes, warrior, but a lot has changed. She looked around, wanted to touch her stomach, but the movement hurt. I will not be able to have children, will I? Silence. Lucio entered. You almost died. We had to remove your uterus, but you are here alive. She closed her eyes. Alive? What kind of life is this now? That same day, Anna asked for a mirror. She looked at the incision, a red line crossing her body. More than a physical scar, it was a mark of everything she had endured in silence. She did not cry, but her eyes said everything. It was not just her uterus they had taken. It was a right to have been heard sooner. Lucio visited later. You will need physical and emotional follow-up. She gave a bitter laugh. Now someone says I need help. When I was bleeding in the bathroom, no one cared. When I begged for medicine, they said it was drama. He sat by her bed. I believe you, and I will be with you as long as you let me. Anna did not respond, but for the first time, she did not turn away. That night she prayed not for a cure, not for answers, just said, if I am still here, show me why. Because despite the emptiness inside, there was still a burning question. Why did God let me bleed for so long? If this part made you think of someone, comment below purpose. Anna was still weak, but slowly began walking the hospital women ward corridor. Slow steps, hunched body, distant gaze. Each step hurt. A new nurse approached with shy smile. Anna, we received a donation of hygiene kits. Want one? She hesitated. Does it have pads? Yes, soap, a toothbrush, toothpaste, and a large pack of overnight pads. Anna held the kit like it was gold, but when she saw the logo on the bag, her heart stopped for a second. She recognized that symbol. It was from the NGO she had gone a month ago, the one that promised donations but said they had run out. Can I see the box it came in, she asked. The nurse took Anna to the storage room. There were dozens of boxes stacked with donation seals. On one, written in pen, for vulnerable women. With love, Dr. Lucio. Anna read it and widened her eyes. He donated this, she murmured. The nurse nodded. It was earlier this year. We only managed to distribute now. Anna swallowed hard, standing still for a few seconds. That box, that very box, could have saved months of her life, could have prevented the infection, could have made a difference when there was still time. She left silently. In her room, she stared at the pack of pads. If she had received it earlier, maybe the tumor would not have advanced. Maybe she would not have lost her uterus. Maybe she would still have a chance to be a mother. But she did not. All because of a piece of cotton the system only delivered too late. That afternoon, Lucio appeared. You are recovering well. You will be able to go home soon. Anna looked at him with lowered eyes. I saw the boxes with your name. He sat slowly. I made that donation because I saw so many women suffering from this, but I never imagined one of them was you. Neither did I imagine a box of pads could change a life. Silence. She took a deep breath. You know what hurt the most? Going to that NGO, telling my story, and hearing we are out. Come back next month. It is all broken, he said. We try to help, but everything arrives too late for those who need it urgently. Anna turned her face. Too late sums up my life. Later, sitting on the ward balcony chair, she saw a mother with her teenage daughter leaving a consultation. The girl held a kit like hers with a shy smile. Anna smiled back. Maybe she could still make a difference. The next day, she asked for a paper, pen, and a borrowed phone. She wrote a short note, took a photo, and posted it in a community group, if you suffer from menstrual poverty, and never had the courage to ask for help, know you are not alone. I was ashamed too, but the real shame is a system that lets us bleed until we almost die. The post went viral. The following week, journalists started calling the hospital. We want to interview Anna, the woman who almost died for lack of pads. She refused multiple times until a young reporter showed up at the hospital. I am not here for views. I am here because I was that woman. Anna listened in silence. At the end, she said, then write it right. I do not want pity. I want change. Days later, the article aired. She just wanted to change her pad. But what they found shocked the doctor. Today, Anna wants to be a voice for those who do not have one. The story spread across the country. Donations poured in. Messages from other women with similar stories flooded social media. But Anna stayed silent because none of it would bring back what she had lost. If this part touched you, comment below change. Share with someone who needs to be heard now. The incision was closed on the outside. Anna's abdominal stitches were starting to heal. The sutures did not hurt as much, but inside she was still bleeding. The infection had spread for too long. A new test revealed lesions in her intestine and possible microperforations in her vaginal canal. The doctors had not seen this in the first surgery. She needs another procedure, Lucio said, holding the test results. But she cannot handle another anesthesia, now warned the surgeon. He took a deep breath. Then we need to find an alternative fast. Anna overheard the conversations from afar. She knew she was still sick. She felt the fever at night, the chills and nausea. But now the fear was different. If they operate again, what else would they take from me, she thought. It felt like her body was a minefield, and every surgery took another piece of her. That afternoon, a nervous nursing intern came to change her dressings. When she removed the gauze, she froze and swallowed hard. What is wrong, Anna asked, noticing the silence. The intern hesitated. There is a cut at the base of the scar, very deep. It is dark. Anna's eyes widened. Lucio was called urgently. Upon examining, he frowned. This was hidden. It looked closed from the outside. Does it hurt? He asked. No, Anna replied. And maybe that is the problem. In the operating room, they decided to reopen with only local anesthesia. Anna was awake, feeling everything but the pain, and that scared the doctors most. Has the infection already affected the nerves? Lucio murmured. The scalpel moved, and the smell of infected flesh filled the room. Part of the tissue was necrotic, black dead. She should not be alive with this inside her, said the anesthesiologist, but she was because she endured in silence. In the recovery room, Anna heard the team whispers. She bled so much and no one saw. This cut should have been noticed earlier. How does a young woman reach this point? But no one had answers, because the deepest cut did not show up on scans. It was invisible, the cut of neglect, shame, and loneliness. Lucio sat beside her. We had to remove more tissue, but you are clean now. She felt nothing. How much more will they take until I stop being me? He lowered his gaze. Only what is necessary to keep you here. And if I do not want to keep going, you do. You just need to remember who you were before it hurt so much. Silence. That night, Anna wrote another line in her notebook. The cut that almost killed me did not bleed. It was clean, silent, but it corroded, and no one wanted to look closely. The next day, a social worker entered with an invitation. Would you like to share your story in a women discussion group? Many have been through similar things and say you gave them courage. Anna widened her eyes. I am not an example, but a mirror. She accepted. In a small room, 8 women waited for her short hair, long hair, simple clothes. Some cried silently before she even started. Anna entered slowly, still in a wheelchair. Hi, I am Anna, and for a long time I thought pain was part of life. The women lowered their eyes, some sobbing. Anna swallowed her tears. Only now do I understand that pain was not supposed to be normal, and neither was silence. As she left, one woman hugged her. You saved me. I had the same lump. I went to the doctor because of your story. They caught it in time. Anna was speechless. And in that moment, she realized that even though she was cut inside, she was still a bridge for someone. If this part moved you, comment below cut. Tell me where you are watching the story from. Like, and send it to a friend who needs to be reminded that her pain matters. On Friday morning, Anna lay on the hospital balcony, covered her waist, head down, listening to an old radio. A nurse left near reception. The reporter said, and now a story that is moving the country. Anna, 27, was diagnosed with advanced cancer after mistaking the symptoms for a simple period. She fainted in a public hospital bathroom before receiving proper care. Anna turned it off. She did not want to be a symbol. She just wanted to have been heard like anyone else. At reception, an old man with sunburned skin and calloused hands held a grocery bag. Worn clothes, scruffy beard. "I came to see my daughter Ana Paula da Silva," he said. The attendant eyed him suspiciously. First-degree relative. He hesitated. "I am her father. She has not seen me in over 10 years. In the room, Ana mother entered with wide eyes. "He is out there." "Who asked Ana?" "Your father. He says he came to see you." Her heart stopped. After all this time. Her mother approached. "Want me to send him away?" Ana stared at the ceiling. "Let him in." The door opened slowly. The man stood there, hat in hand, eyes teary. "Hi, Ana." She did not respond. "I heard about you on the radio, your story. It hurt me. It hurt because I should have been here. You left when I was 7, she said coldly. "I know, and I never came back." He lowered his eyes. "I did not know how to be a father, but that is no excuse." Ana took a deep breath. "Why now?" "Because I thought I would lose you. And I realized there was still time to at least ask for forgiveness." Silence. Lucio entered the room, soon after saw the man beside her, and was surprised. "I am her father," he explained, extending his hand. Lucio shook it, but did not smile. "She is recovering, but she needs peace, not more upheaval." The father nodded. "I just want to try even if it is late. That night," Ana wrote, "he left me when I was just a girl, and now he returns when I have lost my uterus, when I bled alone, when life almost slipped away. But part of me still wished he had come sooner." The next day, a genetic test revealed something Lucio suspected. The mutation causing the tumor could be hereditary. He called Ana father for a talk. "Do you have a family history of cancer?" "I had a nodule in my intestine years ago. They did surgery, said it was genetic." Lucio nodded. "That explains a lot." In the hospital cafeteria, the father stared at his plate. "Is it my fault?" he asked quietly. Ana overheard and replied firmly. The fault was absent silence. "If you had been here, maybe someone would have listened to me sooner." He nodded. "If I could trade places with you, I would." She looked into his eyes. "But you cannot." That afternoon, he returned to the hospital with a box. Inside were old photos and letters Ana had written as a child, all yellowed. "I kept everything even from afar. I never stopped loving you, daughter." She flipped through the letters, recognizing her own, handwriting the simple drawings. A tear fell unannounced. He tried to approach. "Let me be part of this now, Ana, even if there is little time left." She took a deep breath. "I do not want to waste time on hate, but I do not know if I have the strength to forgive you now." "That is okay," he replied. "I will wait. If this chapter touched you, comment below forgiveness." The hospital was quiet that morning. Ana slept, her face serene, but her body still gripped by pain. Lucio left the exam room with a tense expression, holding the latest genetic screening report. There was something there he could not ignore. The mutation in Ana's body was rare, but not new. He had seen it in 2 other cases, both fatal. He had to act. But Ana was not ready for another truth, much less another disappointment. "I want to know the whole truth," she said upon waking. Lucio hesitated. The test revealed a mutation in the gene that regulates cell growth. It is a hereditary flaw. That is what caused the tumor. Is there a cure? He took a deep breath. No, but there is a chance for containment. Ana lowered her eyes. What is needed? A donation of healthy tissue from someone compatible. My mother is incompatible, she thought quickly. My father. Lucio nodded. He is the only chance. Hours later on, father was called for a compatibility test. He was nervous, hands sweaty. While they drew his blood, he asked if I am compatible, what happens. We will try to transfer a small sample of healthy cells to block the mutation progression. It is experimental, but it is all we have. The man swallowed hard. And if I am not, the disease comes back fast. The next day, the result arrived compatible. Lucio called Ana and handed her the paper. He is compatible, but the procedure is risky for both of you. Ana closed her eyes. If it does not work, at least we will know we tried. She stayed silent for long minutes, then said all I wanted was a simple life, a house with a yard, a dog, 2 kids. Just that? Can I still have any of that? Lucio answered calmly, without a uterus, without health, without time. He did not press, but deep down he wished she would not give up. Her father entered the room, sat by the bed, and said, "I know I was not the father you needed, but if my life can give you a few more years, it is worth it." She took a deep breath, emotional. "Are you sure?" "Yes. I do not want to cling to hope and lose again. Daughter, sometimes God does not change the ending, but he changes the path to it." In the midnight before the surgery, Anna wrote in her notebook, "I never knew what was to trust, but now for the first time someone offers me something without asking anything in return. Maybe that is what they call forgiveness." The preparation started at 7 in the morning. The hospital mobilized. Doctors, anesthetists, too, invited surgeons. Everything needed to be done with precision. Anna's father was taken to a separate ward where the healthy cells would be collected. On the other side, Anna was prepared for the infusion. The procedure did not cure, but if it worked, it would prevent the disease advance. It was a race against time, against the cells that were still dormant but about to wake up. During the procedure, Lucio watched the monitors with attention. Her heartbeats were low, the pressure unstable. He whispered, "Hold on, Anna, just a little more." 2 hours later, the infusion was completed. The team breathed relieved. Now it was wait. The next 48 hours would be decisive. That night, Anna woke up for a few minutes, saw her father sleeping by the bed, and for the first time did not feel anger, felt gratitude. Even if it was late, he had returned and given what he could. If this twist left you speechless, comment below chance. The sun had barely risen when a nurse entered Anna's room running with a folded newspaper in her hands and wide eyes. "It came out. Your story came out." Anna was sitting in bed, pale, for in her arm had still throbbing from the infusion the night before. "Story?" she asked, confused. The nurse opened the newspaper on the blanket. The headline showed her photo lying on the stretcher, tired face, but with lively eyes. She just wanted to change her pad, but what the doctors found shocked the country. Anna read in silence. "Who sent this to the press?" "That young reporter, the one who came to hear you personally. Said it was a cry, and that Brazil needed to listen." Anna dropped the newspaper. "I did not want this. I did not want my pain to become a headline, but became, and it is changing lives, Anna." The hospital was busy all day. Reporters, volunteers, donations arriving. Boxes and more boxes with feminine hygiene kits, soaps, toothbrushes, pads, bed linens, food. The hospital direction had to settle wing just to organize the donations. Lucio watched everything from afar in silence. He knew it was necessary, but also knew Anna was not yet ready to be a symbol of anything. In the room, Anna received notes from all over Brazil, letters from girls saying, "I am afraid to say it hurts. Thank you for showing me it is not exaggeration. Because of you, I went to the doctor, and they found something serious. You saved my sister." Anna read and cried. Each word seemed to heal a part no one had touched. But there was still a question pounding. If I died tomorrow, will they remember me beyond the headline? At night, the hospital phone rang. It was an international NGO asking for permission to use Anna's story in a menstrual health campaign. "We want to take this to schools to break the taboo." She agrees. Lucio went to her and told. Anna closed her eyes, thoughtful. "I do not want to become a campaign cover. I just want to go through what I went through. That is exactly what will happen if you allow it." Silence. Let them tell, but the right way, without sensationalism, without glamour, the raw, real way. The next morning, Anna was discharged from the ICU. Still weak, she was taken to the common ward. There she was surprised by a group of high school girls, all with T-shirts, saying women pain is not drama, it is urgency. They applauded her standing. Anna cried not from pain, but from relief. After years' silence, someone was finally listening. Lucio entered later with an envelope. The infusion result came out. The mutation levels dropped. "That is good." He smiled. "It is better than we expected. It means you gained time, days, months, maybe years we do not know yet, but you gained." She smiled for the first time with hope. "Time is already more than they gave me all my life." That same afternoon, while the medical team was in a meeting, a resident doctor entered hurried. "Has anyone seen this?" he asked, showing the phone. It was a post with over 300,000 shares. The title was simple: "The woman who saved others by almost losing her own life." If this part gave you chills, comment below voice. Anna was still digesting the exam news. The infusion had worked, but it was not enough. Lucio was direct. The mutation receded but was not neutralized. The tumor stopped advancing, but there are remnants. We need to operate. Only then you will have a real chance. She stayed silent. Another surgery. This is a decisive one. And if I do not hold on, we will not know if we do not try. In the team meeting, the mood was tense. The surgery required millimeter precision, would touch nerves, compromise tissue-sensitive areas. It was experimental and had very high risks. She may not return from anesthesia, said the anesthetist. If we do not do it, she will not have more than 3 months. Lucio retorted. Silence. Everyone knew. It was the only chance. At night, Anna sat in the hospital balcony chair. The sun hid behind the buildings, tinting the sky dark orange. Her father approached slowly, bringing a glass of water. Have you decided? Yes, I will do it. Are you sure, daughter? No, but I have faith. She looked at the sky. If God left me alive until here, it was not for nothing. In the morning of the surgery, Anna wrote in the notebook, if I do not return, I want them to know I tried. I was not a coward. I fought with what I had until it was enough. She left the notebook with her mother, hugged her father, looked into Lucio's eyes. Thank you for not giving up on me when everyone had turned their backs. He held her hand. You will return. It will work. The operating room was cold. Equipment aligned, team focused. Anna was anesthetized. Before fading, she whispered, God be my eyes and hands today. The surgery started at 7 in the morning. Lucio led. The scalpel touched the tissue with precision. Each millimeter was a battle. The tumor was rooted near the intestine base and bladder. One wrong move, and she would have serious sequelae. 2 hours past the tension grew, Anna pressure dropped. Vasodilation intense, said the monitorist. Lucio took a deep breath. More blood bag. Fast. In the 4th hour, the tumor was finally removed. But an unexpected bleeding started. Panic took the team. She will lose a lot of hemoglobin. Quick suture, doctor. Lucio closed his eyes for a second, then sutured firmly. Come on, she will not die on my table. At 6:42, the surgery ended. Anna was taken to the ICU, sedated, intubated, fragile. The whole hospital went silent. Lucio left the room with red eyes. Anna's mother ran to him. Is she alive? He just nodded. And now? Asked the father with choked voice. Now we wait. The first 12 hours were critical. Anna did not react. The doctors feared a late hemorrhagic shock, but the signs were stable. In the midnight, she moved. Weak, but moved. Lucio was by her side, took her hand. If you hear, just squeeze my hand. Nothing. One more second. Then a movement, almost imperceptible, but real. She was there fighting. If this part, held your breath comment below Malager. Tag someone you admire for being strong, even in silence. And send a friend who needs to remember. Miracles still happen. 2 days after the surgery, Anna opened her eyes. The ceiling light seemed less aggressive, the pain was less, but the emptiness remained there. She looked around. She was alone in the ICU. She felt the oxygen tube be accessed in her arm, and something different inside her. Lucio entered slowly without noise. When he saw her eyes open, he smiled. Good morning, warrior. She tried to smile back, but could not. I am alive, she whispered. Yes, and the surgery was a success. Anna closed her eyes for a moment. A tear fell. And what did I lose now? Silence. The tumor was removed completely, but we had to remove part of the intestine and a portion of the bladder. You will need adaptation, and maybe help for some functions at the beginning. She nodded. My body is no longer the same, but it is still yours and still here. Days later, Anna was transferred to the room. She received flowers, notes, gifts from women from various states, but nothing replaced what she had lost. She looked at herself in the mirror and almost did not recognize herself. Scars cut her abdomen like war marks. There are 2 bodies here, she murmured. The one I had and what remained. Lucio visited at the end of the afternoon. Are you doing well, Anna? It is strong. She shook her head. I do not want to be strong. I wanted to be normal. You survived and still have much to live. But who will want me like this? With the body cut, without uterus, with a colostomy bag. What kind of life is this? Lucio did not answer immediately. He just sat by her. Anna, someone will want you for your soul, and your soul still shines. She cried for the first time not for physical pain, but for everything they took from her without asking. The next day, a 12-year-old girl entered the room accompanied by a nurse. She brought a colored envelope in her hands. "How can I give you this?" Anna nodded. The girl gave the envelope and ran shy. Inside, there was a simple drawing of a woman lying in bed with wings, and a phrase written in child handwriting. "You became an angel, but still alive. Thank you for saving me." Anna widened her eyes, called the nurse. "Who is that girl?" "It is Julia. She had similar bleedings. Her mother saw your report and brought her to the hospital. They found a tumor early. She will be fine." Anna could not hold a cry at that moment. She understood. Maybe she had lost body parts, but she had saved another soul. Lucio entered soon after and found Anna smiling with eyes full of tears. "Are you okay?" he asked, for the first time. "Yes." She showed the drawing. "If this was the price to save others, then I accept and thank." That night she wrote in the notebook, "My body carries scars, yes, but also carries stories. I am not less woman. I am made of two versions, the one that hurt and the one that reborn. If this part touched you, truly comment below Renasser." Anna passed her fingers over the scar line while looking through the room window. The sun crossed the glass, drawing soft shadows on the white sheet. Outside, the world continued. Hurried people, ambulances, arriving voices, horns, life. She was alive, but not the same. The body had changed. Basic functions now depended on tubes, cures, and constant monitoring. Sometimes the pain was silent, others exploded without warning. But what weighed most was others' gaze. That day, the hospital psychologist entered with a mirror. "Have you looked at yourself truly, Anna?" She hesitated. "What will I see?" "A woman who crossed death and returned." Anna took the mirror with both hands, slowly pulled the hospital shirt. There was a long, irregular scar, cutting the abdomen, like a crack in the ground after an earthquake. She stared at it for long minutes, then said, "It seems I was split in half. Maybe I was, but it was the reborn on the right side." Lucio passed by the room later. He brought something in his hands, a simple necklace with a small flower pendant. "For you, why?" "Because flowers also bloom after pruning." She held the necklace, emotional. "No one ever gave me anything without expecting something in return. Then keep this just to remember you deserve." 2 days later, Anna received a visit from volunteers from the NGO responsible for distributing hygiene kits. Common women, strong, wounded. Each had a story. Some had beaten cancer, others still fought. All carried their scars like medals. "We wanted to meet you, Anna, because your story made us stop hiding." Anna listened to them in silence. At the end, she lifted her shirt and showed the scar. "This here no longer shames me, because now I know it is not ugly. It is proof that I stayed." The women applauded her in silence, and all one by one also showed their marks. Scars on the chest, on the belly, on the back, on the face. It was as if each said, "We are alive, and that is enough." The next morning, Anna woke up with an envelope on the table. Inside, an invitation. "We would like you to be a speaker at the event Voices that bled in silence, focused on women health. Your story changed the country. Now it can change even more." She sighed. She still felt fear of going out, of showing herself, of facing the world with this new body, but also knew hiding made no sense. Lucio appeared in the room. Later, "Will you accept? I do not know how to speak to crowds. You spoke to the whole Brazil without opening your mouth, just telling the truth. And if they laugh at me, if they think I am making a scene." He smiled. "Anna, you became the symbol without wanting, but now you can become voice by choice." She closed her eyes for a moment, then answered, "Then I will go." The night came. Anna stayed alone in the room, lying looking at the dark ceiling. The street light illuminated part of the wall. She thought of everything she lived, the shame of borrowing pads, the ignored pains, the day she fainted in the bathroom, the operating table, the cut body, and then the hug from the girl with the drawing, the women showing their marks, the necklace with the flower, her father's smile, and realized that despite everything, she was still whole inside. She got up from bed, slowly went to the bathroom mirror, turned on the light, took off the shirt, touched her fingers on the scar, and smiled. "You are my light," now she whispered. It was no longer just a cut. It was a reminder of resistance, living proof that the pain was not in vain. The next morning, Anna wrote in the notebook, "My body is no longer the same, but now it shines with truth, and no one will make me hide this anymore." The hospital released her at the end of that week. She left through the main door, pushing her own Walker-faced firm gaze clean. Outside were volunteers, journalists curious, but Anna did not shrink. She stopped, took a deep breath, and smiled because now she knew. The world could see her, and she no longer feared that. If this chapter made you look at yourself with more affection, comment below cicatrices. Tag someone who won something that seemed impossible. From which city are you watching? Tell us, and share with someone who needs to remember. The mark that remained is also proof that you survived. Anna had been home for a week. She lived with her mother in a small, simple 2-room house at the back of a quiet alley. The hospital had provided a walker, diapers, medications, and weekly psychological follow-up. The received donations allowed reforming the bathroom for accessibility, and for the first time she had an orthopedic mattress just for her. It was a restart, slow, painful, but possible. The scar still itched, the colostomy bag bothered, but the hardest was dealing with the silence of nights, because when the world slept, that is when the mind spoke loudest. And if I die again inside, even being alive outside, she thought. One day when opening the window, Anna saw the mailman. He greeted her with a smile. "Mrs. Anna, a letter arrived for you, handwritten. Rare these days." She frowned. "I do not usually receive anything like this. This is different." It came from far. International stamp. She took the envelope, still confused. It was beige thick with the edge slightly crumpled. In the corner, the sender said, "Only Julia, France, France." She murmured, sat slowly on the balcony chair, took the scissors, and cut the envelope side. Inside, 2 carefully folded sheets, and a color paper at the end. She started reading. "Dear Anna, I am Julia. I am 13 years old. I live in Lyon in France. My mother is Brazilian. She follows your story from the beginning on YouTube. I also started following even without understanding everything you said. Then she translated for me. One day, my mother called me to see the video where you cried with the drawing you received from the other Julia, the one from the hospital. And there at that moment, something changed in me." Anna pressed the paper against her chest. Her heart raced, continued reading. "I was sick too. I felt abdominal pains for months, but was ashamed to tell. My stepfather said I just wanted attention. My mother thought it was growth exaggeration. Until one night, after watching your chapter, The Last Menstruation, I entered her room and said Anna almost died because no one believed her. Will you wait for the same to happen to me?" She took me to the doctor the next day. They found a dangerous cyst in the ovary. I was operated in time. Anna took her hand to her mouth. Her eyes filled with tears. "You saved my life, Anna, without ever seeing me, without ever hearing me. But I heard you. I saw your courage, your pain, your fight. And even if you do not know, you taught me that feeling pain is not weakness, that asking for help is not. Shame that existing with all scars is already a victory." At the end of the letter, a drawing of flowery field. In the center, a woman with short hair and scar on the abdomen. She had transparent wings and a huge heart drawn on the chest. Below, in trembling letter, "You did not lose. You left seeds." Anna cried, quietly hugged the paper. Her mother appeared at the door. "Daughter, what happened?" Anna extended the letter. The mother read in silence, tears falling. "She is 13 and calls you Angel." Anna smiled between the cry. "Do you think God has no plans for me after this?" The next day, Anna called Lucio. "I want to talk to you. Urgent." He arrived at the end of the afternoon, still in hospital clothes. "Did something happen?" She showed the letter. Lucio read from start to end with teary eyes. She is just a child, and yet understood more about pain and listening than many adults. "Anna, do you have an idea of what you represent today?" "I am starting to have." She went to the shelf and took a cardboard box. Inside were all the notes, drawings, messages, and letters she received since leaving the hospital. "This here cannot die with me." "And what do you intend?" Anna took a deep breath. "I want to found a project, a house, a place, where no girl needs to beg to be heard, where pad is not luxury, where pain is not taboo." Lucio smiled. "Do you have support?" "Mine, the NGO, the hospital." "You are no longer alone." "I know, and now I want no other to be." 2 months later, the project Cicatrices, Kay Brilha, was born. It started as a borrowed room in a public school in the periphery, but in little time became a national movement. Thousands of women joined. Donations came from everywhere. Influencers, journalists, artists. Anna's name went around the country again, but this time not as victim, as founder. She started visiting communities, climbed hills, crossed valleys, sat on plastic chairs, and listened, just listened. And their each story hurt, but also healed. During one of these visits, a young woman approached with shy face. "Can I show you something?" Anna nodded. The girl lifted her shirt and revealed a recent scar. "I did hysterectomy. I also had cancer. No one believed me until they saw what you lived. Then they took me to the hospital. Today, I am alive thanks to you." Anna smiled. "Then now it is your turn to shine." Back home that same night, Anna wrote in the notebook, "For the last time. I started this story thinking I was just a woman trying to survive, but in the end I discovered I was a voice. I did not lose everything. I gained what no one can take. The certainty that I left trails of light. If this part of the story moved you, comment below, C. Mendez. Share with someone who inspired you not to give up. Until next,